The Beavers will hustle to the line.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Catch in the middle, it's Bauer. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered to pick up the first. Wants to keep it in the air. Grabbed in the middle, it's Rodgers. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide open downfield. Touchdown, Beaver! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Takes the handoff. It's Hughes. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. The give to the back. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy, run the ball up the middle. Physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the 4th quarter.
And they'll move the chains, and a good way to wrap up the first quarter. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Moore will throw. Under fire. That pass falls incomplete, and it wraps up an entertaining first. Both offenses doing damage. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. We've got a good one going here, and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. First play of the period will be a 2nd down. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. The throw to the outside is complete. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? And the Ducks are rolling down the field. Wants to throw on 1st down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. The Ducks in the hurry-up.
I got to be honest, I'm a little surprised the offense is trying to go so fast here after giving up a huge loss on that sack. You'd think they'd want to just take a second, regroup before running this next play.
And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Moore to the air. Got it in the middle, it's Moore. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. The Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. On the run, it's Hughes. Defense there to make the stop after a pickup of 2 to the 30. It seems as if this old feud has been going on since Lewis and Clark set the foundation for the Oregon Trail. They've been playing since 1894, guys.
Game's been played for a long time, a lot on the line in the state of Oregon. Bragging rights, Jesse, for a whole year.
I feel like it's one of the rivalries in college football that maybe a lot of people don't talk about or really know about. But if you've ever been around this game and you know about the tradition and the history and the emotions surrounding this game, this is easily one of the best rivalries in college football.
Grab near the marker. It's Casper. They've got enough for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20. And the Ducks have taken it inside the 20. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Finds his big tight end. He's forced out of bounds just short of the goal line, a mere yard away from pay dirt. The Ducks will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. Powers forward, and he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Oregon!
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And he tacks on the extra point. Grabs it inside his 25, and here he comes. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Makes the grab. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. This time they'll go to the running game. Get him on the ground after a 4-yard run out to the 31. Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. To throw, it's Murphy. Throws to the wideout. It's caught downfield. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
From the 22 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. And the Beavers lining up, just needing a few tough inches on 3rd down. Catch in the middle, it's Card. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the 1st.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's...
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Oregon State.
Nice job putting a drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the 1st half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a staff that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for 2, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
And he makes the extra point. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, 2nd down coming. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
It doesn't matter who it is, receivers, in this case, a tight end. You get open, you sometimes start to look at that green space in front of you, and you just take your eye off the football, lose your concentration a little bit, and miss that opportunity for possibly a big play. And they just kind of sneaked that one in there as a defensive guy, 3rd and 5+. I'm thinking pass. They were thinking pass, Palmer, and they slipped the run in.
And it's so nice then to have this guy at running back too, right? Because you could throw it to him on 3rd down or hand it off, and he's got the vision and the athleticism to go pick up that first, keep the drive going.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The Ducks will have it 1st and 10. Moore will throw. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Dances away. And a nice pickup on the run and gets down to avoid contact. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. To the air on 1st down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Carr. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. And in the waning seconds of the first half, they'll try to put up 3 before going to the break. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Final seconds of the first half, and they'll try to put up 3. Good right down the boulevard. And they go back on top. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, some real edge-of-your-seat moments, and there's still 2 quarters to go here between the Ducks and Beavers. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double-team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Oregon and Oregon State plays out.
And that one, I don't think, with required 10 yards, it did not. Penalty marker is out.
Illegal touchdown. Offense.
They were trying to steal a possession to draw a little closer in this game, but the ball didn't go 10 yards, so they'll take over the football with the lead. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. Breaks into the open. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the...
And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Beaver! Like a Thanksgiving turkey, they're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different, bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyways.
On the move from inside his 5. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football this time. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. See what they dial up on 1st and 10. Moore to the air. Throws to the tight end. Got it in the middle. It's Johnson. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30. It's not just a dual threat guy. You go back to Dan Fouts or Bill Musgrave or even Justin Herbert, and passers not in short supply for the Ducks.
And when you think about the Ducks, you always think about the fancy uniforms. I think that's one of the first things that come to mind, but the guys you just named, it's been built on flash, but it's also been built on substance. Great players in their tradition, in their history, and just like now, just the recent history, Bo Nix, another one of those guys that's put up big numbers.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these third downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on second down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up third and long, and now you're set up to fail.
Oh, he didn't get there, and what a stop against an offense that's been magnificent on third down. They'll run for it. Fights off a defender. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11. And the Ducks kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Looking for space, it's Hughes. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Going to work on 2nd down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. They give it to him again. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Ducks! He has spent a lot of time in that end zone and an absolute assault on the scoreboard.
No doubt about it. And guess what? I get to make a lot of highlights. I can copy and paste all of these touchdowns, show everybody the game I had. And the defense, well, you're just going to have to shake your head because you've been getting dominated.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Off play action. Caught over the middle. It's Bowers. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off play action on 1st down. Going over the top. He's got it along the sideline. He'll work his way down to the 28. The Beavers headed quickly to the line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to throw, it's Murphy. Complete in the middle. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Touchdown, Oregon State! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball. Man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
Oregon, 21.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. They'll get this drive started from their own 26. They'll start this drive going to the air. Snagged in the middle. It's Casper. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Leaves it with the running back. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking to fire. Quickly to the tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Moore will throw. Unloads to the wideout. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. Final play of the quarter coming. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And the pass falls incomplete, and we've played 3. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. Makes the quick grab. And he showed himself to be a regular Spinderella, but not a lot of room to run. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Now the play fake. Fires to... And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on. They've got it at the 41, 3rd and short, trying to keep the chains moving. Scanning the field, it's Murphy. Got a man, it's Rodgers. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down. The Beavers will line up to punt it away. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here.
We're talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight. They thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing right now is because this guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. The defense has been ready for the deep shots. They're ready yet again here late in the game. Nice job forcing that incompletion.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Looking deep. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. No signs of any kind of kickers. They'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. This offense has it with really good field position. And the throw out to the sideline, good for just a few yards.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Finds his man. It's Rodgers. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with the lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive.
There he goes. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. And the Beavers just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Trying to bully their way in. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Beavers! They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
And a lot of times late in football games, you'll see offenses get really, really conservative with the lead. I like how this offense didn't go against the clock. They stayed within themselves. They stayed true to who they were. And now, big-time advantage, big-time lead, up by 17 in the fourth quarter.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute, put some points on the board.
It'll be third and long. Moore to the air. He fires to the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. On fourth down, looking for the completion. Catch in the middle, it's Casper. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The Ducks will snap it on first and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Gonna let it fly. 45 miles separate the cities of Eugene and Corvallis, but the number of barbs and shots thrown back and forth between these two institutions could fill a distance triple that size. What a matchup we have for you in the battle for the state of Oregon. Welcome to Corvallis, Reser Stadium, home of the Oregon State Beavers. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Oregon Ducks. Beavers will boot it away to start the game. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Oregon's offense will take the field first. Blowouts in rivalry games can be the result of a number of factors. Sometimes teams start pressing. Sometimes it just gets away. Sometimes they didn't have the right mindset. The last time they got together, lopsided. What happens this time, David?
But either way, last time affects this time because all you heard about is we weren't even competitive. This is a rivalry game, a big-time game. We didn't show up. We dishonored our previous teams and squads, and we've got to do better That's all they've heard coming into this game, Paul.
Yeah, David, I think that was the story the last time these teams played. One team handled the emotion of the game better than the other team. You've got to be able to play within yourself and play one snap at a time. That last game got away from the losing team. I don't expect that to happen today.
Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. The Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs. Moore will throw. Makes the catch. It's Moore. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. And the Ducks come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
The Ducks back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Grabbed in the middle. It's Casper. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll go back to the ground. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Dropped after a pickup of 4 down to the 16. 8th play on this opening drive coming up, and they need a third down conversion. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete to the left. He steps out of bounds, but not before he has enough to set him up first and goal. The Ducks, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. And they've moved their way down, but still they need 2 more yards. Can they bang it in with the running game on third down? Moore to the air. Going for 6. Touchdown, Oregon! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
How do you take the crowd out of the game? Do exactly that. Take the football, drive right down the field, prove you're the better team, give them nothing to cheer about. That is a picture-perfect first drive.
And they did tack on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Oregon State's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting got these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
Back to pass. Caught, close to the marker, it's Ballard. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. The Beavers want to pick up the tempo.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them, because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
They'll give it to the back. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Looking down the middle. Pulls it in. It's Rodgers. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. And the Beavers have their offense in high gear. Looking to pass. It's Murphy. Gets it out fast. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves him with second and short. The Beavers look to do some damage in the red zone. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Turning it on! Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking, more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just a great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's second and goal from the 5. The run up the middle, looking for the score. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. They keep pushing forward down to the 3, but now it's third and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete to the right. Touchdown, Oregon State. Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
Really nice job by the quarterback getting through his progression. He wanted to throw that football down the field, but nobody was open. He never forgot about his running back, running the swing route, spitting it out to the perimeter, and letting him do the rest for a touchdown.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. They'll leave it with him. Past the first down marker and still running. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. They'll have to hurry if they want to get another play off before the quarter ends. Moore will throw. Puts it out of the air. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. Gonna run it. It's Hughes. Got enough for the first down and wants more. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. And the Ducks will snap it on 1st and 10. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking to throw on first down. The short hands. It's Hughes. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. You want to talk about building a drive around a guy, first on the ground and now using him in the passing game.
And you get so much bang for your buck because you can split him out wide. You can fake it to him and then throw it. This is the guy that really stretches the field and makes you decide how you want to defend him. A linebacker, a safety, whatever it is, it's usually not good enough when he's receiving the ball out of the backfield.
Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
Listen, I would feed this guy. Listen, I can run RPOs all I want, but I just need to know if it's a tie, give it to this guy. He'll make plays. He's got speed. He'll hit the hole. He's a physical runner, so I keep feeding this guy for sure.
They'll give it to him again. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Ducks have it with a 1st and goal. On the ground. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Ducks! Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. And he won't quite make it back to the 20-yard line as he goes out of bounds at the 19. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Murphy. Throws for the tight end. Lost, the defense is wide open. And they'll bring him down after the long completion and explosive pass play for this offense. That last play changed everything on this possession. They've got it 1st and 10 inside the 30. Got his man on the outside. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
Offside. Defense.
Offense will take that. Free 5 yards every time. Bad discipline by the defense.
They'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. It's 1st and 5. They think there's room to run to the right here. Oh, he's got some space. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. The Beavers are threatening in the red zone. Looking downfield on 1st down. Makes the catch. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line. They love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. They'll throw on 3rd and short. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it? They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. That'll bring him to within 4. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. First play of the drive comes from the 22. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball. Intercepted, the defense has set him up. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top of the pick.
Timing has to be so good. When you're throwing at his own defense over the middle of the field, the ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late, and as a result, it's an INT.
Take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Dropping back, it's Murphy. Quick strike complete.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Trying play action. Pocket breaking down. Lets it fly deep downfield. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone.
Well, coming into this game, this offense knew that points were going to be at a premium. If you can't score touchdowns down here in the red zone, you at least got to come away with field goals, but you can't do that if you're throwing interceptions. That's just poor execution by the offense.
Give to the running back. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
He gets it past the 30, and they'll get him out of bounds at the 32. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Looking to throw on first down. Throwing on the run. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Off the play fake. Quickly out to the tight end. He'll be knocked out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Good pickup there.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play.
That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. Moore to the air. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
Oh, they're after him. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. I think you keep trying to leak him out of the backfield and let him take advantage of this defense throwing the ball.
He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Caught near the sticks. It's Casper. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
Timeout, Oregon.
And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. And there is a degree of difficulty with this one. A 47-yarder from the right hash. And it's no good. He missed it. Guys, after the miss, still up by 4. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, some real edge-of-your-seat moments, and there's still 2 quarters to go here between the Ducks and Beavers. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust his strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Oregon and Oregon State plays out.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success, and so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
So much for the tough field position. One play, and you're already to the 35. Off the play fake on first down. A strike downfield. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
The sure hands, it's Rodgers. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Offense gets set for second down. Looking for a man, it's Murphy. Fires to the big fella. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. That's what tight ends are supposed to do. Just have people bouncing off them like spitballs off a battleship.
And when you're a defense, you got to understand, we got to swarm to the football because these big dudes, they break tackles and they can get loose if we're not tackling with multiple guys. Nice effort by the big fella.
And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. And it slips just inside that right upright. There is a flag on the play, and if this is on the defense, guys, would you take the points off the board here? This could turn out to be a huge penalty. Thought they were going to have to settle for 3, and now the offense back on the field with a chance for more. He'll do it himself. Just ran over it. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8. And the Beavers pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. With the run on first and goal. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this off...
Touchdown, Beaver! And that one will give him the lead.
Well, the defense is going to have to find an answer for this tight end down in the end zone. You cannot allow that guy that much space.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field?
14.
Coming out with it, it's Hughes. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They built up some time of possession with that last drive, but couldn't turn it into points with the missed field goal. We'll see if they can put something on the board this time. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Open the drive with a chunk play out past the 40, and they are in business on first down. Moore will throw. Fires to the big fella. At the 45 on its way. They stop him at the 42, but they're on a roll with a pickup of 15 and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the tailback. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. The throw. Got it in the middle. It's Hughes. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. to the ground with the back. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. And the Ducks have moved it inside the 20. Running back searching for a hole. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy in the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
The Ducks have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. Now he's looking to throw it. Moving away from pressure. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Oregon! What a run for this playmaker to just elude the defense and get in for the score.
And I tell you what, defensively, you can't let this guy get on the edges. You cannot give up contain. When your defensive ends, you got to stay outside. You got to make sure you know this guy's going to scramble and try to make plays, and you got to make sure you keep him in the pocket.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. They'll try the run. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. To the air, it's Murphy. It's complete. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle, it's Carr. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. After the short completion, do they go for the big one on 3rd down? From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Beavers will send out the punt unit. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game. Takes it on the return. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. When your best is demanded on a big stage like this against a rival, he has delivered, cracking the 150-yard mark.
No doubt about it. What do we say? Big-time players make big plays in big games. The games don't get bigger than this for this team right here, and this guy, David, has shown up today.
And it's so nice as a coach to have that dude that you know you can count on. He'll put up big numbers, and he's been carrying this offense.
When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Right back to the well. Breaks into the open. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
The Ducks, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. They'll run it from the gun. Inside the 30. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
When the offense can run the football and you can feature a guy like this that will get more yards than his block, that you can really depend on, hangs on to the football, like it makes offense super easy, especially down the stretch when you want to eat that clock and you want to possess the football. Just nice to have that kind of game.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Moore. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He was in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Moore to the air. They're working that left side. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
First down for the offense.
And the Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Handoff from the gun. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The crowd elevating its energy, willing this defense to get a stop on this big third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The Ducks trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Trying to barge their way in. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Well, 2 things you're thinking about here offensively is, 1, you want to take as much time off the clock. But 2, you really want to score another touchdown and make this a 2-possession game. You could almost ice it if you can find a way to get in the end zone here. Just take your time. Don't snap it too quickly.
Second and goal for this offense. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. On 2nd and goal, he carries again. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. After getting absolutely nowhere on 2nd down, they'll try it again on 3rd and goal. Slams it ahead. He's not going to get there, and this defense really needed a stop like that.
Well, and you see the sense of urgency now going up, right, David, on defense here, creating a negative play with their backs up against the wall.
Everybody's selling out to stop the run. Nice job being aggressive by this defense.
So the offense will try to punch it in here on 4th and goal from the 1. Ahead, and he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Ducks! They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach, and that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, we have a 28-17 ball game. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Back to throw, it's Murphy. Snagged out of the air. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Gets it out quickly. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. He's going to take off. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Quickly gets everyone set. They spike it to stop the clock.
No gain on the play. 2nd down coming up. Let's go.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this 3rd down play. Clock running. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Going to try to get it himself. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. So as they've done so many times in this in-state rivalry, it is the Ducks who outlast the Beavers. That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.